Hey, what's going on? Those were two pieces by Josh Isn't, who is making a series that I was watching on YouTube, and I discussed this before. I enjoyed that music, so it was pretty nice. I'm trying to figure out why my chat is being weird. Also, why chat reminds me to be civil to my own chat. But I can't seem to get it. The app I've been using, um, to get my chats all mixed together, it doesn't seem to want to pick up my YouTube chat. So, um, classic. Makes it a real pain in the ass. Let's see. There we go. All right. Like I said, that's by Josh Isn't. The last one was called Adrenaline, and the first one is called the Chunky Yanil theme. He's doing a series where he only stays in the, well, I guess two chunks that embody Yanil. So interesting. But so I'm gonna continue Jusant, I believe it's pronounced. I'm trying. We got a good chunk of it through the other day, and we talked about the Alpenhorns, which have nothing to do with the game, but was still an interesting discussion topic anyway. And a few other things, and I figured we'd take a little time to finish this up here. As a reminder, this was given to me by the PR firm for the developer. So thanks to them for reaching out and giving me a copy of the game, to play for you guys. All right, we unlock some extra stuff. Oh yeah, okay. These are kind of hidden around. I hope I'm not only 3/12 of the way done. I mean, I'm enjoying the game, but it's a lot of stuff. Maybe I am. Okay, maybe we aren't finishing this today. Oh, that's kind of cool. The menu was where you load up. I think we had just read that. Is this an actual ladder? Oh, it is. I didn't go that way though. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Shit. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say. I should have just let me grab that. This would be a cool game to do free camera in. Just thinking of like, you know, zooming around, checking out some of those boats and the landscape and seeing the tower from farther away. You know, maybe turning off like the fog. Nope. All right, I can do my own little pitons here. And do this. So this is like a real city now. Instead of just like little isolated houses. So he has a way down. It's like that's also a way down. Or a way down to get back up, maybe. Check that out a little bit. I don't get what the deal is with parents and the ocean. It's all they talk about. We have to explore the Great Plain. Go further, cross the oceanic ridges, find the ocean, blah, blah, blah. Fine, set sail for the desert if you want. But why should I have to come along too? They're getting on my nerves. Honestly, I'm kind of scared. I bet I'll get dizzy. Walking horizontally? Nope, no thanks, not me. Ah, so that's it, Nil? You're leaving? I wouldn't mind going off on an expedition instead of marinating in this old place. It's so boring here, you have no idea. I can't take it anymore. If I have to roast, at least let me roast in the desert where things are happening. Plus, what if you found a spring? You'd be famous. Bunch of coral in there. More and more I'm convinced that these are water storage, or were water storage at one point, obviously. They've dried up if they're, if it's a desert here, but... Can you even go that way? What's up? This looks like it used to be a spigot or something. Oh, little guy running away there, no problem. So that goes back down. I believe to where we were. Yeah. The others sleep. Rose asked me to tell her a bedtime story. He's getting to be a big boy now, but I love it when I can still pretend he's little. I decided to tell him the tale of the long rain. I told him about the overflowing canals, high tides, the locks, and so on. But eventually he stopped me because he didn't understand. He didn't know what rain was. I'm starting to doubt myself. We both agree that it's not just some tale our elders made up. It did exist, right? Hey, I think it did, yeah. But to be honest, I see where your kid's coming from. Water falling from the skies does sound pretty odd. I wouldn't be surprised if the old folks had made it up and are having a good at us up there. A good laugh? Why make that if there's nowhere to go, though? That, plant, you know what I mean? Unless, is there more? Can I do that again, the top right one? No, it does not seem to be that way. So there's two separate paths. I can go up here, or I can go up over here. Well, this unlocks a fast way back up. That's good to know. Come on. Place a piton at the top of a wall run. Oh, I keep forgetting. When you do that kind of jump, you have to re-hit grab. And you can't preload that grab. I think preload is the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. No, I hit the wrong button. Now I'm stuck. I wonder where that other path brought us. The crack in the wall, you know what I mean? I think it just brought us to that platform that we see right there, and then we reconjoined the path. This is interesting. Oh, there's another horn, okay. Another, what do you call it? Alpenhorn. Give me a second here. There. Logbook, 12 octaves and 2/7 after Jusant. Old stories, paintings, gathering dust, and this wall that used to tell time, now rendered useless. These ruins are like my old lighthouse. I'm sure of it. They are reassuringly familiar, which is something I really need. I thought I'd find answers on this climb, but I'm realizing I don't know what questions to ask. I think back to Bianca. I think back to the Bianca I was just a few sleeps ago, so full of certainty. Small fry that I was back then. Now, as I write this, I wonder, why did I set off on this adventure? No answer, of course. The building watches in silence. I guess I'll have to keep climbing to find out what I was looking for. But the clouds above us are still so small. I feel so far away from everything. Around me, my teammates snore. Oh, excuse me. Lost in the rise and fall of sleep. I wish I could close my eyes and rest too, but I can't stop my mind from wandering. What's the connection between the Piper and the ballasts? Arlo and Becca's legends don't say. But I think they're two sides of the same coin. The water in the clouds and the Piper's rain. I'm sure if I could just untangle this rigging, I could convince the group to lay down their weapons. Sleep's evading Mede too. She's gazing out into the distance. The Great Plain seems even bigger from up here. I feel very small and lost, like a little shell clinging to the side of a cliff. Bianca. Lots of wheat drawn on the walls here. Alright, so this is where we move forward. I'm not sure. No real easy explanation of how to get across, but we have to activate this first, so. The big, they said, was a clock. It's 2. Alright, so maybe I'm not as close to the end as I thought I was. I thought I was like an hour or two away, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I need to stop talking and play more. Whoa, a giant beetle. flying in those shadows, huh? Chapter 4, Convergence. You know what? Sorry, I'd open my browser, but the browser eats up so much of my... Like, I had the browser open, it's telling me it's taken like 8.5 milliseconds to make a frame, and then I close the browser and it's down to like 5 or 6. Nah, it's actually jumping up and down a little bit, but... There was a time during that cutscene where I was like up against like 15, 16 milliseconds, so, and that's about when I can't do 60 FPS anymore, so. Interesting. So I just went inside and said goodbye to the clock, I guess. Little frog buddy. Speaking of clocks, I've had this idea for a clock for a while now. But unlike the name of my stream would suggest, having an issue sizing the gears how I want them to be sized. So there's two ways to go there. There's a left and a right. I don't know which way is better, if any. Oh, cool. So you got these like bioluminescent pieces of coral, it looks like. Oh, there's one of those guys that fly away and make funny noises. Can I not grab onto that? No, I can. Call the sparks. Jump to be carried by the spark. Oh, weird. Oh, interesting. Okay. Or not. Well, no. Still interesting, but... interesting. The door opener is all the way up here. Interesting. I didn't think we'd have an indoor cave section, to be honest. But hang on a second. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even think about them being, like, inside of this, like, spire-looking thing. I thought they'd only be on the outside, because that's what the water was. But maybe once the water went away, they explored indoors more. But, I mean, all this looks like coral and stuff, which means, was this once underwater caves? Or did they learn to, like, harvest it to use it? Am I thinking too deep into it? Like... Uh-oh. I clipped the camera through the wall. There we go. Whoa. I need like a flashlight of my own or something. Can I like harvest a coral and just tape it to myself? Alright, but there's something else over this way. What did I left the wall behind. I didn't climb, right? Hey Mama, Sadiri asked me to clear out the cellar so they could store their furniture there. and I came across some old clothes that must have belonged to Grandpa. Didn't look anything like what we wear here, anyway. I had to throw them all out. Some SARs had made their nest in them and chewed them all up. I wonder what it was like up there, the storm. Did you ever go back? You said it drove Grandpa completely crazy, but I never got a chance to talk to him about it. No, he never talked about anything much. The old man wasn't the chattiest of folks. The wind picked up. I don't remember how old I was. I could barely stand on my own 2 feet. That was a long time ago. When a storm like that came along, I wasn't allowed to go outside. I wasn't allowed to do much, come to think of it. Those were different times, eh? Then, everything stopped. That part you know. But up there, oh, the raging storm stuck. The wind howled and howled. It was enough to drive you mad. We couldn't live up there anymore, you see, so we came down here. And now there's talk of climbing down again. Will it ever end? Trying to figure out a more comfortable position for this chair, and I have yet to find one. I may just bite the bullet and buy that nicer chair. I'll put it on my Christmas list, but A, I don't expect to get an expensive chair like that for Christmas. And B, my back freaking hurts. I don't know if I'm going to make it there. Alright, let's get out of here. I just had an idea here. Yes, Jusant, thanks for your support. Thanks to you, we can continue to work to protect three-humped saurians. Without your help, we would never have been able to renovate our shelter. I'm also happy to announce that the time has come. We've begun releasing some of our rescued saurians back into the world. This time, we're working with sparkle shroom growers to preserve shaded areas vital to saurians. I'm confident that reintroducing them back into their natural habitat will be a success. It's still unclear how we're going to help the remaining ones adapt to life in the Great Plain, but now that this first phase is complete, at least the species' survival is assured. Thank you again, Anne. I was trying to pull something up on my iPad, but I realized I changed Wi-Fi since the last time I used them. It's trying to connect. So my lights have a have Wi-Fi that you can connect to and control them from your device, and my iPad's trying to connect to them instead of my new Wi-Fi. Oh right, I remember why I didn't connect it. So I chose WPA3. I think as the security for my router, my new Wi-Fi router, and like nothing takes it. I'm gonna have to make a WPA2 or WEP2 or whatever the fucking thing is for like my iPad. The fucking switch doesn't take it. Right now I have it running off of Ethernet only. The Steam Deck doesn't take it unless you boot it into desktop mode and then connect it and then disconnect. It's just like, oh, really? Really? Is this the future? The Switch I'm not surprised about. The Switch doesn't allow you to connect to shit. But my older iPad, like, come on. Oh, another piece of the conch. Oh, interesting. So this did have water through it. It had running water in it. Not that I think I'm at risk of getting hacked, but you know what I mean. Like, if there is a stronger security, why not use it? And I guess the why not is because fucking Switch sucks. Oh, this just brings us up to the same area. This goes down to what? Nothing? Just a little alcove? Somebody's house. And I guess it's true. The chain's only as strong as the weakest link, but the weakest link is a fucking Nintendo product, so. Logbook, 12 octaves, 2 sixths, and 8 primes after the Jusant. To the peaks I go, come what may. From chasm to salt marsh, I make my way. To peaks I go, come what I may. To find true love again one day. To find my true love again one day. Up in the clouds, I went astray. From ravine to frozen pass of gray. The clouds watch me as I make my way. Will I find my true love again one day? Will I find my true love again one day? Soul was singing that to himself as we gathered lichen for hot drinks. I asked him to repeat it to me later. When he was young, Soul would hear the old woman singing that song. Let's just say he's not as young as he used to be. The clouds watch me as I make my way. To him, it's a confirmation. The song is a map. Following the words will lead us to the ballasts. Nettie didn't say a word, and she can usually out-chatter a weavebeak. We returned empty-handed, but it felt good to be climbing as a trio again, like when we first set out on our climb. Everything was so much simpler back then. Later, Nettie told me she's tired of the expedition. She's sick of all the water in the clouds stuff. She doesn't believe in it anymore, or not enough. She doesn't know what to do. Return to low tide? Is there even anyone left there anymore? She dares to ask the questions I merely write down. If ballasts were real, why would they stay up in the clouds? Could they be stuck there because the cycle stopped? Or is their presence, stopping the world from waking up? And what am I doing on this hunting expedition? I miss my lighthouse. Is Highfield's old sundial in someone's thoughts too? One place for the ocean, and another for the sun. Are there others? No one seems to be paying these old shipwrecks from another era much notice. We've gotten used to them by now. If we've forgotten that, what else have we forgotten? It worries me to see Mette withdraw into her shell more and more with each step. But she's still climbing. Come what may. Bianca. I wonder what is the way forward from here then, if that is not it. Thought it was down here, but this seemed like a dead end. We read that. And this dead ends here. Oh. Could it be up here? Judging by its saving, I'm gonna say yes. Nice area. You need to turn on RTX to get the the reflections. No, I'm joking. I guess you're not supposed to really do it here. Oh, maybe. It doesn't let you climb, it just lets you open it. And lets us open it up. Excuse me, get up here from down there. Would have to resolve that puzzle. Not puzzle, but Jen, are you still around? How are things out there? Still no rain? I hosted a group from your part of the tower here. Off chasing clouds, or whatever's in them. We had a great time, and I got a new housemate out of it too. A youngster who reminds me of you. It'd be nice to have the two of us to run what's left of the farm. Hey old man, great to hear from you. And I'm glad to know you're still in good company. Cass and I were actually just talking about the odd jobs I used to do. It's been a while now since the harvest, hasn't it? When I think back to it now, it seems crazy how many people would come and help pick up the sparkle shrooms. Well, mostly because of the pies you'd make them for snack time. You know, you never did give me the recipe. Mushroom pie? Logbook, 13 octaves and 1/3 after Jusant. We docked for a while. at the home of an old local farmer, Gal. To him, always having a wall within reach and a roof over your head is comforting. A feeling of safety you don't get in the open air. He made me laugh. The sky? No thank you. I saw it once and it made me dizzy. Gal seems to be all alone in the world, but he can't bring himself to leave the tower. We don't have to ask twice for him to tell us about water. He mainly remembers the sound it made when he was just a tadpole, as he put it, and the silence that followed the drought. He spoke full of canals. He spoke of full canals and waterfalls, of mud and pruny skin, and I wasn't the only one listening. In the light of the glowing mushroom, people's faces were exhausted, but their eyes were bright. The entire group hung on to his every word. Who will listen to his stories once we're gone? We ended up staying at the farm, delaying our departure just a little longer. There was no shortage of excuses. Gal's farm needed extra hands. There was a building frame to repair, spare parts to track down, ropes to replace. It felt good to be working on something concrete, rather than wearing myself out on an indeterminable climb. Chasing after legends. Probably the same feeling that keeps me carving my little sculptures. When it was time to leave, Mede stayed behind. There was no need to explain. The group understood. All of us were secretly hoping to stay at Gal's farm. Well, I was. But I guess I'm still holding out a glimmer of hope for this expedition. Saying goodbye to Mede was probably the hardest thing I'd had to do since I started this climb. I don't know if I feel like writing anymore, or have the energy to. Goodbye, maybe. Bianca. Why does their paper have the register holes from the old dot matrix printing? Not register, whatever they're called. This is the right way to go, right? Oh, no. You climb back up there, buddy. I think part of the issue I'm having with this chair is the seat is tilted like this forward. And I feel like I don't have a good position for my back when it's like that. And there is an adjust for, I think, that, but I can't seem to figure out how to use it. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know about this. I can't seem to climb any higher than this. I can't jump high enough to reach that. Or I can? This morning I forgot to put lichen in my drink, but drank it anyway. Then cried tears of joy because my toast was so delicious. I'm so wound up. I can't get anything done. I don't know if I should blame the drought, the evacuation that started, or the end of the world. Anyway, I've got mushrooms to grow. Alright, buddy, let's keep going here. Whoa. It's one of those big rock things right in the center there, right over the frog's head. Judging by the size of the tower and the bridge down there. It almost looks like it's miniature. In fact, I think it is miniature, pretending to be bigger, but... Looks like they had some sort of system for carts or something. Community Canteen. Upcoming activities. Permanent team to fight water insecurity. Fundraising dinners for the White Water Collective. Repair workshop. All items accepted. Note, Canteen will now open 1 prime earlier to reduce overcrowding. Pay what you can. To help the kitchen, arrive early in the sleep. All help welcome. No one comes by anymore. I haven't sold a single flower. Should I switch careers? But I don't know how to do anything besides taking care of plants. I might as well write poetry, right? Or try to, at least. Roses are red, violets are blue. Where oh where has everyone gone to? Yeah. I mean, if you're not selling too many plants, there's probably plenty of time for some poetry in between, no? These guys. My nose is itchy. Stop being itchy. Brella Gazette, issue 37, 8 octaves and 2/5 after Jusant. Editorial. In this issue of the Gazette, we'll be looking at an animal from the outside for once. The wavebeak. Weavebeak, excuse me. Weavebeaks are the only animals found in every region of the tower. Every known region, at least. Sometimes they even venture into our tunnels. These medium-sized birds are known for their all-white feathers and blue comb. It's not uncommon to see the playful birds gliding through the warm drafts that rise up the cliffs of the towers. They're also extremely curious and can often be found perched near climbing routes, observing and commenting on what's happening with their fellow birds. Not only are wavebeaks social creatures, they're also skilled builders. They work together to build their nests, which have multiple entrances and can house dozens of weave beaks. I keep hitting my green screen against the wall. They're constantly strengthening and expanding their nests and always on the lookout for twigs. Hence the expression, working like a weave beak. Did you know? Weave beak combs open and close depending on their mood. A wide open comb means that the wave beak is alert or stressed about something or someone. But enough chatter. Keep reading for an in-depth look at the lives of these outwardly unassuming yet fascinating birds. Bird up. What's going on, House? Dear editor, I've only read the editorial and I'm already outraged. It all sounds very nice, but you might want to think twice before publishing such nonsense. Weave beaks are thieves. They're always stealing my wood to build their nests. I'm unsubscribing. Signed, a disgruntled citizen. How you doing today, House? You doing all right? No, you're not doing all right? What's up? Fair enough. Well, hopefully it works itself out then. No. I think we're making all right time on this. There's an area over there that's blocked off. Interesting. I haven't seen this animation before. I like how there's a rope there that we're ignoring. I think I want to have a little bit of a grab on it in case I start slipping. Here's some of those carts we were looking at earlier on the tracks. The mine carts. I know they totally were not made for it, but every time I see mine carts, I always want to go for a ride in one. It always looks so much fun and like so much fun in the video game. Sure, it's a rough and gross ride, but... It might only be once, yeah. It would be nice to ride more than one and, you know, to live afterward. I guess it's the difference between just riding one like down a gentle slope and riding one in like in Donkey Kong Country where it's like going all over the place and jumping and shit. With like broken rails and all that. Yeah, no, I don't want any of that. I just want to like, you know, a nice ride. Wasted a bunch of energy on that, but or like there was one little bit in Red Dead Redemption, the first Red Dead Redemption, where like you were behind a cart or something, you're pushing it along, like, you know, I not that I would want to push a cart, but you know, big sky jellyfish. We're not underwater. There's boats down there though, broken boats, but there's a little house across the way. It looks like there's a zip line to that. Maybe we'll take that later. Two different paths or one path and a little side thing. I'm not sure. It's a little side thing. Is that like a reservoir? Yeah, it's delivering water all over the cave system. And fish, apparently? Alright. So yeah, they did have some kind of advanced system in here of delivering water to different areas. Yeah, it was filled with dynamite. Well, yeah, I wouldn't want to ride the dynamite one, but you know. Dynamite excluded. Broken tracks over pits of doom excluded. You know, it doesn't sound too bad. That's a few sticks of dynamite going off between friends, you know what I mean? That would chug. Yeah, well, you gotta... the hardware I was playing on was not exactly the best. I wonder if that still chugs at 60 FPS on like the Xbox Series S or whatever. They have the most current... Well, I guess the most current one's PS5, but you know what I mean. And PS5 didn't have 30 FPS support until very recently, actually. The Switch still doesn't, of course. Sorry, Ida. I have to go to the market. The water inlet is acting up again. Things are starting to get complicated. I really thought that by holding back the water, but there's nothing to be done. The basins are empty. I think it's time for more radical change. What would have happened if we let the water flow freely from the start? I'm boring you with my musings, but sometimes I get the feeling we've made a big mistake. It does in the X-Bone, yeah. Oh well. There's a pier collapsing in the Boatman's district. Do you think you could take care of it? Hey, Jaw. Things are non-stop at the moment. I'll have to go fishing for a new team to shore it up. Jusant's already over at the 2 Pillars site. As for the other stuff, I don't know what to say. What's done is done. They gotta get better at naming the Xboxes? Yeah, I agree. Alright, I'll pick up the supplies I need, and then I'm off to the Boatsman's district. But I mean, they do the same thing with Windows. You go Windows 1, 2, 3, ME, CE. Some of these I know were not consumer ones, but 95, 98, 2000, XP, Vista, 7, 8, 10, 11? Am I following 8.5? Am I remembering all those correctly? It's like, woof, dude, come on. At least the iOS names like Catalina and all that bullshit don't make any sense, so it's not like you can derive some sort of order. It just is what it is, you know? And I believe they're still numbered behind the nonsensical name. Didn't they do something similar with Halo 2 or no? I don't really play Halo, so I don't know, but... Hey, big guy, I hope you're well. You know, I still don't like the thought of you perched above that basin. It's too big. We just aren't made for the open air. You'd be better off in our tunnels, where it's cozier. You might have already heard, but Anne's barge is finally back on dry land. They can't drive it anymore, they say. You should see them now. They've never been so busy. They're working at a sour rescue center or something, if you can believe it. Who'd want to save sours? Seriously. They always look so disgruntled, like they're judging us. But things haven't been easy for Anne, and they seem happy. That's what matters. All the cat names? Yeah. They had those, and they started doing mountains, like Yosemite, and I think Catalina's supposed to be a mountain, and all that. A 3 in reach. Oh, got you. Okay, yeah, I haven't. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a Halo person, so. Your father played a song for you. It was beautiful. May the currents be kind to you, wherever they are. Almost there. Is that where I was? Yeah, it is. Okay. Come on. Interesting that they put all these bridges up before they left permanently. We are the water surveyors. In the dark tunnels, we guide, clean, navigate rivers and streams. So the water called forth in the day of the sky can fill, nourish, cherish all living things. More slabs of cut coral. Ah, another shell. I often wonder what would happen if the rain had returned. Would we still have met? Or would we have led parallel lives elsewhere, each of us unaware of the other's existence? As much as seeing the Great Basin dry up more with each sleep fills me with despair, I can't help but be happy by your side. Like how we go bonk up against these and just fall off of them. And the houses must be pretty old if they're all covered up in coral like that. No? Must be pretty old. But yeah, it seems like Microsoft really not doing great with Windows 11. Ooh. Excuse me. Like every post I see is about where they managed to squeeze ads for things in the start menu, in like Outlook or something. Now there's like a integrated ads in Outlook where your mail is. Like, I don't know. There's a bunch of bullshit that like just makes me not want to upgrade to Windows 11. Not that I use Outlook, but just the idea that they're doing stuff like that. Or like the pop-ups. Like already Windows 10 does that as well, where it pops up and it's like, you know, fucking look at what Cortana can do, and it's like, yeah, I don't use Cortana, but thank you. Or on top of that, even like the way their settings apps and all that are laid out. Like, I have some Windows machines at work that run, I wouldn't say they run advertisement, but they run like, if a group has a poster they want to put up, or I have a bunch of like, just like, what you might consider B-roll footage that just looks interesting, you know, like as some signage. And like every once in a while, Windows decides, oh, I'm just going to change the resolution. And then it'll pop up and say, oh, this isn't the optimal resolution. And it's like, the TV is 1920 by 1080. I set the TV to 1920 by 1080. There should never be any other resolution besides 1920 by 1080. So why are you changing it and then telling me it looks bad? I know it looks bad. Don't change it. Like, ugh. Every fucking time. I just don't get why the machines do that. And like, my computer doesn't do that. Why does this computer do that? Like, you know what I mean? The exit. Oh, it's windy. Are updrafts going to be a thing in this section? Chapter 5, Mirage. I'll play for a few more minutes and then take a break because I gotta use the bathroom and stretch a little bit. But in the meantime, depending on the direction of wind, the distance of your jumps may be increased or decreased. Oh, holy cow. They weren't joking. No, I want to use that, please. I probably have to jump again. fan? Or a propeller? Interesting, the wind's blowing it. Whoa. Good camera there for a second. So is the sun getting rid of these mushrooms no longer a concern then? Because it's not sunny here, it's windy? Holy shit. I went flying there. Among Us, dude? Almost. Almost. Well, that's thunder. Alright. I am going to, like I said, go grab a drink, go stretch a little bit, and use the bathroom. So I'll be back in 2 or 3 minutes. I'll leave this up running so you can have a nice ambiance while I'm gone. I'll be back in a few.